All right, everybody, what it is and what it ain't, and welcome back to another episode of that A90 podcast. For that ass. As always, I do go by the name of Flaco, aka Flaquito, aka I'm only true to city. Cause what the fuck, Barca? Up in the building.
Money bag.
Kiki.
And as y'all can see, we got a special guest in the building. He's not special like Kiki, the small bus, or nothing like that. He's just special because he's our first guest. We've been trying to make this happen for probably a few years. It's pushing a year or something like that. My man always supported me. I support him back. You know, it's love, never love lost, everything like that. Everybody, please welcome Seby in the building.
Woo. Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate the love, man.
Welcome to the A90 podcast.
All of this, I feel like I'm on Broadway. Appreciate it.
You're on Broadway, you are, man. You know, we the path to success.
I love it.
If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
I can make it anywhere. That's what this is doing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They stole it from us. We don't do copyrights because they could hit us up too.
Yeah.
They could throw something real quick. Remember that last time y'all was talking about such and such?
We don't need none of that.
We don't need none of that.
Yeah,
that's what you say. I don't know nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? How you been?
I've been good. I've been blessed. I can't complain. A lot of great moving pieces, moving parts. It's good to be back here to the A. We've got a lot of great things coming up.
You say moving parts I'm not trying to be, in your business, but like transgenders, how they move parts? Okay, I didn't know.
We don't ride like that.
I didn't know. We didn't want to make anybody uncomfortable, okay?
Hey, once Junior's hands start going like this, bro,
Yeah, you already know
it's coming.
I already know the man's a trick.
That's how you know I'm building it up.
Was that in the notes?
Nah, that wasn't. He was talking, and I was like, you know what? Let me double check. I didn't want to disrespect.
Yeah.
Nah. But that's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
So where are you coming from?
So originally I'm from Florida. Like a Florida
What part?
baby. Shout out to the national champion Gators. Watch out. Hey, what you call that? I cover Georgia football, so it's the great controversy. But look, I'm from Orange County, Florida originally, in Orlando.
I was just in Orange County this weekend.
Really?
Yep, in Kissimmee.
Kissimmee?
Yep.
Okay, all right. You don't really rep Kissimmee, but
I feel that.
I was in Houston for the last 5 months, getting some other business ventures and stuff going on over there.
Yes, sir.
And then I'm back here in Atlanta, where I reside, which I actually stay. It's back to what I do best, and that's interviewing athletes. That's obviously pushing the brand and being able to talk to athletes, coaches, and whatnot. So it's good to be back.
Sick.
I want to let you know real quick. We got busy schedules, but we are top tier athletes as well. Me and him are going to the playoffs tomorrow for kickball.
You know that? I saw you with a racket. You was
get out of here.
I almost thought that was the Mexican Agassi.
Hey, you got 2 homes? So don't, you took the banner down. He won soccer championships,
Right.
It's not professional, but it's it's what we do. He plays soccer too.
Okay.
Little some. So if you ever need that last minute, interview, feel free to hit us up.
I'm mostly competitive in
guys on
drinking.
speed.
I'm mostly competitive in drinking.
Okay.
Top class.
Flip cup tournaments.
Top tier athletes right here.
We empty him out.
He just survives.
I had me come to this event. We have in my hometown back in Florida. It's a flip cup tournament, and we got you might be familiar with it actually. It's like a whole bunch of like the European tables with like the different countries and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, my boy's in it, so
Wow, shit.
Are you European
We should all go
this week or what?
Am I European this week?
Yeah, you switch. He switches race.
How do I switch race?
1 week
He acts like I have a dial tone, and
he
sometimes
does.
I'm darker.
One week he's like light skinned like Drake. The next week he was white. Then he was like, I'm not white, I'm European. So he just he code switches. It's a survival.
it's a code switching.
Yeah, he just knows how to survive. That's what I'm saying. Like when people try to drink with him, they don't understand. My man's gonna survive.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He's gonna make it to the end of the night.
You know where Windermere is? Windermere, I guess.
In the floor. Yeah.
That's where the wedding was at.
Okay. That's what's up. Yeah. Windermere.
I don't know if you rep that and not.
No. Actually, Tiger Woods and I, we tight.
I heard he had a house.
He has a
down
house
there.
there. Shaq has a gated house in the same gated community as Tiger.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of people that got
That's cool.
houses out there in Windermere. Yeah.
You really know Tiger?
Yeah.
Like for real, you goofing me.
We got a celebrity in the building, bro. What the?
I got him on speed out, but I try not to refrain.
What do they call that? Name dropping? Okay, Mr. Swag out.
I ain't trying to do too much. But,
Hey, Tiger.
No, I was just using that to say to him, like, yo, you got a great.
I've always been a fan of Mr. Woods.
Woods?
Like the way he lives his life.
Man, I got into golfing because of Mr. Woods. I used to go out there and like, I'm, amid of like no disrespect, amid of all of them, and then I'd be like, hey, I ain't Tiger, but I can sure swing on these woods. So,
like that.
I used to go over there. You see me in a cart, trying to go over there, and I put the thing down, and I'm trying to tee it up. After maybe 12 missed swings, I finally hit the tee, and then we hit it in the par. We hit it on fairway. Then we try to hit it on green. So I really got into golfing because of him. So
I've been trying to get Flacco into
golfing.
It's
hard, but it's fun.
So I
I never knew sucking was fun.
Okay, there it is. There it is. You and Kiki are going to be great friends. You and Kiki are going to set the sweetness alarm on that.
Hey man, some girls like sweet, bro.
Huh?
Some girls like sweet.
I don't want to hear you talk about some girls like anything. You so in love.
Please, man.
You so in love.
Hey, let's focus on what we can
See, that's what I was
focus
going to say. As soon as that topic gets brought up, turn it away.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, I got a question for you. What got you into the whole idea of I want to report on sports? What brought that, shine the light on that for you?
So, for most people that don't know, I'm a first generation immigrant. So, originally, I was born in Haiti. Most people don't know that. So, I'm an island boy. And when I first came here, my first passions, because, like being in the islands, only sport we really rep is soccer. You know what I mean? So, at the age of 3, my uncle, he used to play for the national team in Haiti, but obviously they're not good. So,
that's something. That's something.
And then, he taught me soccer. He taught me the tactics, everything. He taught me about European clubs, everything at the age of 3. So by the time I was 6 or 7, sports was just always in my life. Sports and music was always a thing that I was always with. Because they say there are only 2 ways to make it out the hood. You either got to be an athlete or you got to be a
rapper.
Exactly. And those growing up, those were just my things. And then I became a late bloomer to football because football was my first American love, and then basketball followed. So from 3 to 11, sports and music always been my thing. And so when I got into middle school and high school, my friends and shit, they used to be yo, man, you sports center ass dude, how the fuck you know all them stats? How the fuck you know all them things and that? I was just I don't know, but I just pay attention. You watching the same game I'm watching. I don't know.
You'd be one of those friends that you never want to debate against.
Yeah, exactly. So when it was into high school, I think I was hooping. I was playing basketball. Not organized basketball, but pickup.
Yeah.
And then my boys, they came up with this name. It was yo, that's Seby, bro. That's Seby balling easy. I was oh shit, Seby balling easy. I kind of like that. And so after we play pickup and stuff like that, we in teams or whatever, they'd be yo, you know a lot. Why don't you just start your own show, your own stuff? And mind you, this was early 2010s and stuff.
Yeah.
So podcasts wasn't really saturated at the time, so I got in at the right time because I think the only other person who was doing it was Queen Latifah, and then obviously I'm not gonna catch up to her, so it was a saturated industry. So I was just oh shoot. So we started in 2016, I think. I started off my show, and everything's trial and error. Started with YouTube. And I was oh, maybe that's not it. And then I was just you know what? Let me get some people that actually know what they're doing, because I don't know what I'm doing,
As far as what?
As far as structure.
Okay.
As far as because obviously I was never afraid to talk on camera or never afraid to talk to people.
Yeah.
But it was more so of okay, I know nothing about digital marketing. I know nothing about promoting. I know
the
nothing
back end of it.
Yeah, I know nothing about that. So I don't know what I'm doing. And so it wasn't until like maybe 2017, 2018, we started putting the pieces together. I was like, okay, well, all right, well, let's switch it up. We're going to build a media company. We're going to have, because I went to school for journalism. That's what I went to school for.
Shout out to journalism.
And, and like, I was just like, okay, well, I'll do the writing. I'll get some people and we could write web stories about, we could talk about scandals and web stories, breaking news about sports. And then, you know, I'll still be the face and talk, you know, do the podcast stuff. But like, you know, they say sex sells. I'm like, we need some girls too. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, a woman's perspective always different. So like, maybe if I tell her to like, you know, how to push this on social media or how to do that and stuff like that. And so we came up with the element of like, we're gonna make Seby Podcast Media under the umbrella of like a media company. So we're gonna write articles, we're gonna go to sporting events, we're gonna do weekly podcasts, and then we're gonna use YouTube to do interviews and athletes. So since then, you know, the rest is history. I've been blessed and fortunate enough to be all around a lot of people. I mean, we're talking the late great Kobe Bryant. I've got a chance to interview Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. I've got a chance to, you know, Larry Fitzgerald is another one. So
Bronny
I've
James?
been, not Bronny. Bronny's coach.
Bronny's coach.
You can go on YouTube.
Hey, he's bigger than Bronny.
So I've been blessed just to like.
You're talking about JJ?
No, Coach. Coach, what's his name? He on my YouTube. You'll find it.
I got it.
But you know, I've just been fortunate because my biggest thing is just like I always try to put myself out there. You know, because the biggest thing is a lot about like what we do in the podcast realm is it's not about who you know and what you know, what door you can get through. Sometimes you can try to get in the door, and sometimes like you stuck at the door. It's how many people you know and how connections you make you can get through the door.
Yeah.
That's actually gonna help you. And so I've been fortunate to do that. And basically what I did is like all the avenues that I had in journalism and all of like the internships that I did, I just like soaked it all in like a sponge and said, hey man, like you know who and such, let's work using such and such. And honestly, that's how God has blessed me and to open doors. So I'm always like beyond blessed to say.
Have you interviewed anybody big in soccer? Like out of all those names?
No, not yet. The guy that I have right now, he's a ref. He's ref 6 World Cup finals.
Damn.
And a couple Scottish leagues. But I haven't actually done a soccer player yet, so that's on the bucket list.
You got anything out of Bulgaria?
Only goats.
We do got a lot of
And you know what's funny? I was in Turkey last year. Turkey. I went to
hates Turkey.
I went to Cappadocia. I went to Cappadocia and I went to Istanbul.
Istanbul's crazy.
We had to land at a stop at Bulgaria. Take a drive to Turkey.
Oh, you probably waited long at the border.
Look, I feel sorry for you. Ain't nothing in Bulgaria.
I mean, there's
Ain't nothing out there. Sheep's, goats. What I've been telling them.
There's beaches
and snakes.
You haven't been to the beach, though. There's beautiful women. I promise you, most Eastern European women, like anything in that area.
He's our resident traveler.
I wasn't really too fond of the Turkish ones. I don't know, but we're gonna see. I didn't get a chance to, you know.
I feel.
The Turkish women?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound appealing. That sounds like
the food's good though.
the food is good, exactly.
Yeah.
Make me something to get out.
The kebab,
falafel. Oh my god.
Euros.
And then
That's
of course
my shit.
they sell the fake, you know.
The fake, of course.
The fake designers.
Yeah.
Oh, word?
All routes everywhere.
Oh, listen, I'm right above it.
So I actually got a little taste of your culture this weekend. My cousin married a Haitian girl.
Okay.
And so my family was probably like 20% of that wedding. The rest was her family.
Okay.
So it was basically a Haitian wedding.
Yeah.
And like my uncle prepared all the food.
We get lit for sure. And the food.
Yeah. So
I'm
my
biased,
uncle
but, you know.
made like Haitian food, and then they also had like food catered that was Haitian.
Yeah.
Delicious, but dude, Haitians get down.
I bet.
Dude, even like the 7 to 11-year-old
We
kids.
believe that food should be seasoned.
Oh, yeah.
That's rule number one.
Why you gonna say that as soon as you get done talking?
I'm not typical.
That reminds me of that chicken that you had seasoned.
Oh yeah.
Food gotta be seasoned. Meat can't look pink. I'm sorry.
No, I seasoned. No.
No, he don't cook. You don't cook. You order. I season.
Hey, I season my orders. Relax. Don't worry. Respect. You
He
know?
seasons his orders.
He's like, what all do you want on it? Throw some cilantro on
Dude,
there.
when he goes to the movie theaters, he puts the popcorn seasoning
You know
on.
what I'm talking about? It's a nice selection. All right, so let's jump into a few topics. We want to ask you about some sports, of course. Champions League. That just, that's going on right now. We got Inter Milan in the finals, and I'm gonna just ask you right away. We got Arsenal, PSG. Don't be making eye contact like that. Arsenal, PSG. You know Arsenal's down 1-0 right now. Right. What's your prediction? And
I think even though they're down 1-0, I think Arsenal's going to win that. I was very impressed what they did in the 2 legs against Real Madrid. You're talking about a team that's won 15 of them.
Yep.
So, I mean, I was very impressed by that. Winning at home and then going at Santiago Bernabeu, that's a tough place to play. But the way they dominated that. So, I know they're down right now 1-0 to PSG, but I think that obviously they're going to have to go to PSG and win on the road. So I think that they will prevail. We've noticed with this Champions League, expect the unexpected, but that's what I do foresee happening. But I think after today, I think it's Inter's tournament.
Inter's to win?
Yeah, I mean they're tough. They're tough.
What team do you support? Or if you have any.
I mean, I have a national team. Soccer. When it comes to clubs, like I've always been like a Neymar and Messi fan. Messi all the way. Respect
should have
to
kept our
Ronaldo too.
jersey up.
But like there's certain like players I like I'm a Salah fan.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching Salah play. I enjoy watching like certain players play. When I was young and my uncle was showing me soccer, like I grew up watching Ronaldinho, like the OGs. We're talking about the original Ronaldo. Like watching Iron Robin, like those stars, like Didier Drogba.
We were lucky to see what we saw.
So
sure.
soccer's different now. So like I have certain players I watch. I wouldn't say like specifically I have a team. I like playing styles. I love how Arsenal plays. I love how Liverpool plays with Klopp, how attack-minded they are.
You want to be on the front foot, yeah.
You don't like how Man United's playing right now?
There's this like Manchester.
I'll take the 90s. Ain't nobody playing like this right now.
What about the other Manchester team? What is Manchester City?
City?
City.
Oh, the one your granddad supports.
The what?
The one your granddaddy supports, right?
Yeah, that.
Your squad. Yeah, I mean, you know what they say, like all great dynasties always come to an end. You've got Showtime Lakers, 80s Celtics, you got Bulls 90s,
Hey, I know
Shaq and Kobe Lakers, like all great dynasties have to come to an end. And we know what they did with obviously with Pep, winning 4 straight, Premier Leagues. But I just think now like a lot of the clubs in England has caught up to what they're doing because they're very attack-minded. So like it's kind of like Golden State, right? They had their run, and then the league changed, and then now they adapted to it. Like, oh, okay, well, the only way we're gonna beat them is outshoot them and shoot threes too. So I think that like for me with Man City, I just think that it's not. Obviously, they had a poor season, and obviously, Haaland didn't play his best and whatnot. But I just think that a lot of the clubs have caught on to what they're doing. They've adapted the same schemes and stuff and say, okay, all right, well, shoot, what the heck? Firmino can do that, and Haaland can do that. He can do that too.
It's all tactical. The inverted left backs, right backs, where they come in. You're like, bro, what the hell?
Yeah. One thing we can't discredit with Pep. I mean, he's won in every level. We've noticed that. He's won in La Liga. He obviously won in Premier League. I mean, he's dominated.
But he always has help with the kitty bag.
No, here we go. So let me say something real quick. I just want to not defend a team or nothing like that. This is just facts. One thing about this podcast is I bring the truth. Allegedly, my man. All right, so this is only one bad season, in which we still can win the FA Cup. Hello. Then also we're like right on the edge, tickling the hairs of second place.
Thank you. I like that.
Yeah, you like that. I knew you would. It's your Harry's. So we're tickling the hairs, ready for the entrance. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Applebee's at fucking 11 in the morning on a Sunday. Guess who's at the door? Churchgoers ready to come in. appetizers. What's up?
Oh, man, you killing
so
me.
right at the door, they're ready to go. We're ready to take second place on one of our worst seasons, huh?
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, and we were missing our best player. He won the Ballon d'Or. What's that one? That's like a trophy for the
Rodri?
best player. Yeah. Rodri, yes. This one. You know, you guys did it. Okay, y'all heard him.
Oh, we heard him.
And you heard our season. That was a long, effective, choice y'all made. That disrespected my party.
Blame Partey, not me.
Not Partey. That's why he's gonna leave.
He ain't leaving.
Okay, he's gonna
signing.
stay. So all I'm saying is, let's just relax for a second. Deep breaths in and out.
Yeah.
It's City, Liverpool, City, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Let's stay. I know you Jamaicans have rhythm.
Haitian.
Haitian,
Come on,
my
man.
fault.
Offensive.
No. First off, you took credit.
China.
No. You took credit. I said Jamaicans have rhythm. Nothing about Haitians. And you just wanted to throw yourself in there and say, we got rhythm too. Yeah. I was just saying, Jamaicans got rhythm and maybe Haitians as well.
Hey.
Dang, y'all gotta.
He might be catching a little.
So-
he
He's
might be
capping.
catching a little,
He's
Jamaican
capping.
out there. So.
I wish. Listen, Jamaicans too fast for me. I seen the parties. The way they be like they be on their back. Like this. And you see this lady just and I'm like, how does that not kill your
That
neck?
cannot be over.
Huh?
That's it.
Oh hell no! My girl ain't no hell no. Wait, yeah, nah, hell no. Like when I see Usher do his little dirt, hell no. You know what I'm talking about? So Usher,
with what's her name?
the concerts.
No.
So at his
I don't know
concerts,
what you're
he's always like, what's the word? Not subduing.
sensual.
Like he gets sexual with someone's girlfriend, and like he caused like 2 divorces already. Usher, yeah, like one lady.
It's something about them men over there, boy.
He did it at the
Robert
halftime
Kelly,
show.
What's
You
the
said
other
Robert
one?
Kelly?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't say the other one. But
Who's
Robert Kelly.
the Puff,
Yeah.
Puff.
Puff.
Oh boy, he's in
Yeah.
it. Right? He's going to.
All 3 of them. Boy,
You think Usher involved with that nonsense too?
I don't know, man.
I think
Don't mess
like
up my
money
childhood, man. I used to be screaming on top of my tongue, moving mountains,
I really do. I'm one that thinks Usher's a victim in that situation.
Like Justin Bieber.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a kid. Usher was a kid
Yeah,
when he
for
got
sure.
involved.
Yeah.
And I mean, he just became a part of his environment.
Yeah.
That's why
He didn't sign up for that shit. I don't. You know what I mean? Kids don't have like the.
They're innocent.
Yeah.
They don't know no better.
Exactly.
That's why he had to make confessions and hit him with the part 2.
That's the truth.
I'm just saying, if there was a confessions part 3, even R. Kelly had one, trapped in the closet. These are signs leading into something.
You know what like traumatized me sometimes? I was like, man, I was in the 3rd grade and the 4th grade. We were singing I Believe I Could Fly. I'm thinking that's just a regular song. I never knew how to him. I was like, that's
Well,
crazy.
we didn't know. How could we know he was doing this dirt?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, of
I was
course.
innocent.
Of course.
But when he was saying, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, I don't, now
should've
that we're
caught on to
older,
that.
we see.
We should have caught
My
him.
mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes.
Yay. I don't want to
Now
hurt
it sounds a little
nobody.
weird.
I'm telling you, the signs were there. We just weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
So, Champions League final, you're going with.
I'm going Inter. I think Inter's got it. I think it's their year. They're destined. I mean, right now they were up. What they only trailed Barcelona in that semifinal for only 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So they pretty much dominated everything else. So I'm going Inter. Sometimes the team's just destined on a run. I just think it's their time.
I think Arsenal's gonna pull through. I think it'll be like a 2-1 regular time.
Are you talking about the PSG game or if we make it to the
PSG.
final? Oh.
And then I'm going with Arsenal to win it all, baby. I want it for my boy Kiki.
For your boy Kiki.
thank you. I
Real quick,
appreciate
can we
it.
point out Moneybag has got a broken hand. That's why his hand's just sitting like that.
Yeah.
He's always got like 2 weeks ago he had his nose fucking running. A week before that he was sick. He's always got some bull job going on, so just bear with him.
Yeah, I'm keeping it elevated.
For your boy, I do like players. For Declan Rice, if they were to eventually win, I'd be happy for him. He's a solid.
I'd be happy for Saka out of anybody. That boy's been through so much shit over there, and he deserves to bring that joy to the fans and the connection we have. So
You're
It'll
his
be
professional
emotional.
dick holder.
I'm his professional dick holder.
Nah, dude, Arsenal fans will fucking die by Saka.
Yeah,
For real.
They will die about that club.
Yeah.
Their little Arsenal TV is what keeps me up at night, laughing my fucking black blistery ass
That's
off.
all of North London, boy. All the North London clubs, they do that.
They got the fun. What was that video Arteta made?
Before the game?
Yeah.
I don't want to see us do anything like that.
I was like, that's the video you should have had when we were talking about the 1 man versus or 100 men versus, and you chose Arteta.
That one.
There's a speech.
Oh, yeah, I did that.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Hey, all right. Make your pick. Arsenal, right? The Women's Champions League.
I mean, if we somehow pull it through tomorrow, yeah, of course.
All right.
I'm gonna be begging on my knees, but fuck, I'm scared of Inter.
Yeah,
honestly,
you're gonna
am.
be begging.
Yeah, they look
Especially
good.
if they take the lead and they just sit back, then it might be over first.
That's Italy.
We'd have to score first.
That's
If we
Italy.
make
Yeah, that's Italy to a T. bro.
That is,
Like,
that is.
Yeah, they score and then
They just love soaking
they
it
play
in.
defense.
Yeah.
You're screwed at that point.
We beat them. I just want to let y'all know. Champions League final. We know how to get it done. So maybe Arteta needs to call his Papa Pep and say, Papa Pep, what the fuck? You got us through that Real Madrid storm. Get us through this Inter Milan storm.
He loves calling Pet Papa.
That's
so cute.
All right. Well, he's the leader of success. All right. Trophy after trophy after trophy. I'm gonna go with. I think Arsenal's gonna pull through tomorrow. I ain't no question about that. If not, I'm not gonna be able to hear from Kiki for a week or two. So I hope Arsenal gets it done tomorrow. Because if not, I'm gonna get that text. I'm so tilted, bruh.
I'm so tilted. I'm going to a concert.
Yeah, exactly. Last time they lost, guess what happened? They lost, and you know what that made him have to go do? He had to go to Kendrick Lamar's concert because they lost.
Just to get over it.
Just to get over it. And listen, if you watch the podcast, which our viewers be watching, they be like, he don't even like Kendrick like that. So what made him want to go to that concert? There's a lot of questions that need to be asked.
I just wanted to not be, not like us.
Was it
He just read the whole thing. Yeah, he's not a fan. Hey, you're gonna have to watch that part back. Focus on Seby right there. He looked at you and was like, oh boy. Hey.
So who you rocking with?
Oh boy, we're gonna have to answer that after the commercial break. We're running out of time, brother. Hey, quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Enjoy.
Peace.
What up, gang? Quick commercial break. Y'all take a second. Go check out Seby Podcast Media on Instagram. That's SEBY Podcast Media. Also, if you haven't yet, go check out our Instagram, the A90 Podcast. Check out Flacco City on Instagram as well. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Let's get back to the show.
All right, just like that, welcome back to the podcast for that ass. Keep it clean too. Did I catch you?
Nope.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my fault. You all right? Yep. Uh-oh. Get it out. Get it out.
One needs you to choke it.
Might have not cleaned earlier.
He was like, oh, he's talking about me.
Yeah, went down the wrong pipe.
Uh-oh. That's what she
Pause.
said. One time I'm going to throw in this little random story. One time I was going down on this chick and I developed a cough, right? So I knew like if I just started like busting that out, like pulled away, was like, and it made her look bad. So I tried to like cover it. So I'm like, and then I try to get in there. And after like a minute, she was like, just fulfill your cough. I was like, I'm sorry about that. So I'm like, and every cough to me. I was like, I apologize about that. We were just tapping her on the knee. Like, she was like, you good?
He been on some of the baby shit. That sound like.
Listen, I learned from the baby and Kevin Gates. Can we say it? What is it? Dick all in her stomach. Dick all in her stomach. Help me out.
I forget.
Grab her hair. Slap her at no. Dick all in the stomach. Dick all in your stomach. Pull your weave. Slap your ass. Bitch, you better not do no running.
That's one.
When I know, well, I respect because he's basically married, so I don't cross the lines. But when we're out with chicks, I let them know. Send that out. This how we treating them tonight. These lovely ladies. What's today? May. It's past May 1st, so
May 6th
I get to use
today.
bitch. That's how we treating these bitches. I only get a limited supply of bitches a month. So my best friend is actually Haitian, and she told me you can use it 3 times. And then if I don't use all 3 in 1 month, roll over bitches. Next month I get like 6.
So now he's like the old singular. He's rolling over, raising the bar.
They don't know about that. They don't know about singular raising the bar.
Nah, you guys too young for that.
Let's see, what else we got? The playoffs. NBA playoffs. Juicy. Super juicy.
Yeah.
I lost to you already. I chose Lakers at 5. What was I doing listening to Shannon Sharp? Doesn't feel like he gives good advice.
Batman, Superman, Lakers 5.
So the Golden State get through?
Yes.
They're playing tonight.
Yeah. Game 1.
Ant-Man versus...
I didn't know if they're going to go back to Houston and win. I was watching the game 6 in Florida.
Oh, okay.
And when they lost, I was like, ooh, that's tough. You got to go back to
Maybe
Houston.
Steph's son cried. What are we doing? Hurting kids.
I'm saying.
Nah, dude, I'm telling you, Jimmy Butler is a fucking phenomenal pickup for Golden State.
Yeah. Since being there, they're number 1 on defense.
Oh, yeah.
Since being there, yeah.
Yeah, they won like 15 in a row when he came.
Jimmy Buckets. I ain't gonna lie. The way he was crying to get out of Miami, I was like, I don't know, bro. You starting to get on my nerves with this.
Yeah.
I miss basketball when maybe I didn't pay attention, but I was like, I don't remember this many people crying to get out of a situation.
Yeah.
Like James Harden's done it like
Many times.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, bro, what are we doing? Like I understand like contracts but it's like you don't have to do all this.
You know what my philosophy is in that?
Let me get it.
Is he kept saying like, oh, like there's no system for me. I am the system. No, you're the problem.
Yeah.
No, you went to Oklahoma City. You got exactly what you wanted. You got 9 years in Houston, right? 3 scoring titles, 1 MVP, excellent career. Then you wanted out. You got to meet up with your buddies in Kyrie and KD in Brooklyn. That didn't work out. Now you wanted out. You finally got your boy Daryl Marley, the same GM that was in Houston, right? That you wanted. Now you with Embiid, an MVP candidate.
Yep.
Now you want it out.
Yep.
Then after that, you wanted to go back to the Clippers. At some point, you're not the system. You're the problem.
You're the problem.
Yeah, you know, so I mean,
Hey, that's the NBA's, NFL, Aaron Rodgers. You might be the problem, my man. Like, you was a phenomenal talent. Your arm, amazing, top tier. But everywhere you go, there's some bull job that follow.
right.
You might
That's
be part of the problem.
That's right. Yeah. The same can apply with Kevin Durant. I mean, there's a lot of guys too. You know, so the game's changed. You know, the game's changed. Like I just remember back in the days when, you know, like what happened to like being on one team like Dirk, being on one team like Kobe, like being on one, being
there's
like,
no
like
loyalty
Tony
anywhere.
Parker,
Yeah, there's
Duncan.
no.
You know, like there's no obviously like I know
Your
the
boy right
game's
here.
changed,
Your boy
but
changed the game.
you know, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my talent to South Beach.
That's not the same. That's not the same. All right.
It is.
Well, let me tell you something about real quick about King James.
All right.
He did what he had to do as much as he could in Cleveland. There was like you can only take a car so far before you gotta pull over and get a new car.
You can't say that because he came back to Cleveland and
then-
won.
Exactly.
Yeah, he
'Cause
came
that's
back
what
and
I'm saying.
delivered.
He
Yeah.
should have stayed there and he had to give Cleveland more
What do you mean?
before that.
No. I have a theory on that. When LeBron went to Miami, I thought, even though it was messed up, I thought that was the best thing for his career. Because mind you, he was already ahead of the curve. He had it tatted on his back, the chosen one.
The chosen one.
His process was already expedited. He already won an MVP and been to the finals quicker than Jordan did. Right now, obviously different eras, but he was already expediting the process. So with him, you know, obviously we know the Banana Boat crew, him, D Wade, Bosh, and
Mike
Melo.
Miller.
They were supposed to be those 4 in Miami. However, you know, negotiations didn't work out.
They were supposed to have Carmelo Anthony.
Melo was supposed to be a Heat instead of Bosh. Now things happen, you know, Melo from New York.
Oh,
King
instead of
New York.
Bosh.
Yeah, instead of Bosh.
Boy, that would have been nasty.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
So I personally, for me, I think the best thing that happened to LeBron's career was to go to Miami. And here's why I'll tell you. Like, the reason I say that is because, you know, when he was in Miami, I mean, I still personally believe the best LeBron James I've seen was the second time in Cleveland. But when he was in Miami, I mean, that guy, I mean, you're talking about athleticism. He won.
Yeah, he's a freak.
He won obviously 2 titles,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
He won 2 Finals MVPs. He should have been Defensive Player of the Year, but they took that away from Marc Gasol. Spaniard. He should have been. Honestly, he should have won a scoring title, everything. So with him, he was at the pinnacle of his career. He had won 4 league MVPs in 5 years, right? And so the best thing that happened to him in his career is he met Pat Riley and he met Dwayne Wade, he learned how to win. Because prior to that, he didn't know what it took to win.
Exactly.
D-Wade had already won a title in 06 with Shaq in Miami. So, you know, LeBron, the narrative at that point was, oh, you're supposed to be the chosen one and doing this and that. You're nowhere near where MJ was. Like, you can't win. And so he had to learn to win. And mind you, the teams that he faced too, they forced him to learn how to win. You talking about Popovich and the Spurs. I mean, you talk about, you know, exactly, with the big three. I mean, he had to grow through all that to learn how to win. And I felt like that really helped him to who he is now. That's why I believe the LeBron James that went to the second time in Cleveland was the best LeBron James, because, you know, after he left Miami, he started beating you with his mind, with his instincts, with his IQ. And so for me, I thought that's always been the best LeBron James, because at that point, he was virtually unguardable. You hear guys like Jeff Teague and DeMar DeRozan, I'm like, yo, I've been to 4 playoff series with LeBron James. Forget about winning the series. I ain't winning not one game.
Not one.
You know, so that's when LeBron really became like the guy that he should have been earlier. So I kind of disagree in that sense, because I think Miami was the best thing for him to do. Now, with that being said, though, you know, there's things that follow him, because since he paved the way for them, he paved the way for everybody else. Yeah. Everybody want to be like player movement. No, if I'm not in a bad situation, I want to hear Kawhi Leonard wanted out of San Antonio. He got what he wanted. Won a title in Toronto. You know, Kevin Durant wanted out in OKC. We'll get that to another day. But won 2 titles, you know?
My GOAT is going to always, he's not worried letting somebody else teach him how to win. He's going to do it himself at the team he started it with, like MJ and Kobe. You don't necessarily need, if you're the GOAT, nobody has to teach you how to win. You should just be a winner. And
then why do we have coaches? What's his name? Had to come in and coach the Bulls.
Phil.
Phil had to come in because he was getting belt to ass when he.
Phil
had to come in.
Had to fill him out. He was like, this is how you do it, young bull. That's, what do you mean?
See, we're talking about players.
Well, let me get to him and then I'm going to answer to you. Your thing was, at that time, you know, the Bulls couldn't get past the bad boy Pistons.
Exactly.
Like Detroit was not playing with that. Like, you was coming down the lane, like they was gonna grab Air Jordan in midair and toss them to the fans. Like, they wasn't even playing about that.
Dennis Rodman was gonna pinch his butt in the middle of the game. He's gonna be tongue all out.
And so, like, they changed the game. They made the Jordan rules. They changed the games because of that. And so, when Pippen got traded to the Bulls at that time, you know, and Phil Jackson came, they implemented the triangle. Jordan didn't even want to do the damn triangle. Kobe didn't want to do the damn triangle. But in those cases, right, with LeBron, I've always said that, you know, if you want to compare Jordan and Kobe, they're not the same players as LeBron. Well, out of fairness, LeBron never had a coach like Phil Jackson. He never had a Greg Popovich. You know, LeBron is a coach on the court. He's an extension of the coaches there. And the thing is that LeBron had to make his own system in a sense, right?
You see, Jokic right now is being a coach. Like, they just fired their coach like 3 days before.
There's just some players out there, they're just gifted.
Exactly. And so Jokic, because he's not the most athletic, so he knows he's got to use that mind, right? Yeah. So he's using his mind, making his phenomenal, and coaching. He's playing and coaching at the same time. And I'm thinking that's what LeBron does. Also,
and I think that's a problem. I think you should be coachable. You're the athlete.
He is coachable.
He can't stick with a coach.
Who?
LeBron.
The coach can't stick with LeBron.
Whatever. I think it's that.
Why?
I said whatever.
Because see, whatever. No, it's not. What I'm gonna tell you what.
And the only coach I've seen that could stick with them is Ty, but also his boy from the podcast, JJ.
Oh, JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. Well, and I think it's because what's his name? LeBron's IQ is so high that maybe it is higher than some coaches. Yeah. And that's where maybe you can't. Yeah. It's hard to be like accepting some bullshit. Like, hey, man, I don't think that play is going to work.
Because here's my thing. I don't know about you guys, but I would have thought that Kobe's hard to coach too. Jordan had to be hard to coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Jordan didn't want to pass the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you see Scotty, and be like, hold on, I'm double T. You want me to throw it? Scotty, the guy that got 8 points, I have 45.
Yeah.
Like, no, so like Kobe, Bron never had a coach like a Phil Jackson to kind of implement a system to kind of run that offense. You have Pau Gasol to run the triangle with. You have Shaquille O'Neal to run that triangle. You know, so LeBron never really had that, and that's why his greatest, you know, I don't want to say regret, but one of the things he's always said is that, you know, he wished he had gotten coached by Popovich. He says that a lot.
Damn, speaking of Pop, he just stepped down.
Hey, man.
As a Spurs
Greatest coach of all time.
Yeah, man.
Oh, he's got cancer, doesn't he?
I don't think he's got cancer.
Nah.
Or he had a
just
stroke
stepped
or
down.
something.
He
Something happened
had
to
some
him.
medical during the season,
Yeah.
which made him step away.
Or no, it was blood clots.
Is that?
Yeah.
Blood clot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn it.
But he's president now.
Yeah,
It was
the
time.
LFA.
It was time.
You seen that? Yeah, exactly. The way he walked away from the stand, he looked like Biden stepping away from the stands. Like, I felt bad. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. Like, it looked good, but it was also like some type of security.
His wife died too.
Who? Pop?
Pop, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah. That's a lot going on. But he is, like you said, it's time, bro.
Yeah,
like,
it's time.
it's
time.
you're
And
at
he's
the
gonna
age-
do a great job in his role too.
Yeah.
You know.
So what do you think happens with the Spurs? Like, they do have a lot of talent, though. And
I think they don't miss a beat. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like Pop going anywhere. He's just going to front office.
Yeah.
He's doing what Pat Riley doing. You know, Pat Riley always said this. He's the Jerry Jones of basketball. He doesn't want to give up his power. And that's why it's funny. Players don't want to come to Miami. Crazy.
And that's
and now I think now, you know, Popovich is in that role where now he's gonna bring players to come play with Wembanyama.
Yeah.
I think players are gonna want to play with him. Players are gonna want to play him. You know, it's funny, man. They go from David Robinson to Tim Duncan now to him. They must have great karma, that organization, bro. So I think they don't miss a beat. It still remains to be seen about the coach. You know, what type of coach is he gonna be? But I mean, he came from the Popovich system, so he was breeded well. So we'll see.
All right, I got two more sports questions, and then we could shift away from sports because we only got a little time left. You know, we're just having such a good time on this motherfucking podcast. Real quick, you don't have to go too deep into details, but my two questions are, you can answer whichever y'all, you know, if y'all got questions too, throw them out before we move on. But who is the next face of the NBA? And then in 4 years, we have the Olympics. Who is going to be the big man for Team USA? Because I'm in a panic about that. It gives me anxiety thinking about that because all of the big men have been the best from different countries. And then who was in the Olympics, the big man? Like,
That was with USA.
Yeah, it was,
Embiid.
Embiid.
Oh, yeah.
So those are my two questions for you.
Yeah. So number one, the NBA is it's our sport. It's the American sport,
Yeah.
right? So like, I mean, I think I'm not gonna say one day there couldn't be an international player that couldn't be the face of the NBA. But
Yuck.
it's still it's our league. It's
You want him
the
to be
US league.
American?
It has to be. If
has to be an
if it
American.
wasn't, it would have been Giannis at some point, and
And
if not,
Jokic.
Jokic. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I believe Jokic is the best player in the world.
He
but
is.
I don't
He
think
is.
he's the face.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's
Yep.
the difference.
You don't
I
have-
think
you don't-
for a guy to be the
Because
face
he
of the
drinks and
NBA,
smokes?
He doesn't really have personality.
there's a lot. Exactly. There's
He
a lot
doesn't-
of things that have to happen. You obviously you got to be accomplished.
Yeah.
Kobe, LeBron,
Yep. Mike.
MJ.
Yep.
You know, at some point Duncan. Like you have, if you want to be the face of the NBA, you have to be accomplished. The other thing too is personality. You have to be relatable with fans, relatable with the media, and third is you got to have like ability with commercials and stuff like that. And the one guy that stands out to me, and the only guy right now is Anthony Edwards.
Yes, sir. That's what I was about
That's
to
the only
say.
guy that I mean, the
Hey.
guy is he's
Straight out of Atlanta.
Go
fucking
Dogs,
hilarious.
baby.
I mean, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. Now, I mean, they tried to make Tatum at one point. They tried to make Luka at some point. They tried to make Wemby, but I just don't think those guys are it yet. It remains to see Shea, but Shea's a Canadian.
Yep.
But I think Anthony,
Ja?
because of his demeanor,
Yep.
because of the aggression, he's already got the endorsements, right?
He just
He's
sent your boy
relatable.
to
He's
fucking
likable.
retirement.
And then
what?
I do think
You
at
just sent
some
your boy
point
to retirement.
he's going to win chips.
Yeah.
I think he has the potential to be that guy in the NBA. But right now, like, we're in a transition phase because Steph is 36, LeBron
exactly.
is 40,
KD.
KD's 37. So we're like, it's a
Pat
young,
Bev is retired.
you know. Let's talk about that, man.
All right. Big man. Who's gonna be our big man? Team USA, 4 years from now.
That's going to be interesting because Embiid, his health issues, I can't see it happening. So it's going to be a problem. AD's unreliable.
Chet,
I mean,
put some weight on.
His ankle's made out of glass.
I'm thinking Chet, maybe he's small though. Like last night, Jokic was literally pushing him like across the fucking court.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man.
He's got 4 years.
I think it's going to be by committee. I could see it. I could see it by rotation. I could see like a little Jaren Jackson.
Yeah.
Somebody like that. Defense player.
Maybe there's one in college.
I could see in something like that.
Yeah.
They rotate bodies, but there isn't not one person that I think that's going to be able to go against a Giannis or like a Jokic. You know what I mean? So it remains to be seen. I think the guys that are going to be, the leaders in 4 years down the line will be Ant, Tatum.
Yep.
I think Booker is still in his prime. So those three guys will probably be taking the charge because I think obviously that was the last hurrah for, the big three.
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
Wade, they're not Wade.
They better
LeBron,
not come back to the
Steph, and
Olympics.
those guys. Yeah.
Hopefully Trae Young steps up a little bit.
Oh, that's a deep. I don't even think he's coming back to the Hawks.
Yeah, but he's still gonna be on Team
Yeah.
USA.
I got one
I don't
question
think it's
for
coming
you.
back.
Do you think the World Cup next year in the U.S. is going to be a success as a spectacle and as just in general? Do you think it's going to be as successful as it has been in other places?
Because it's in the U.S., yes, and revenue, and because of like viewership, and everybody's going to tune in because it's going to be in the U.S. My only concern is this little 48-team format.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah,
the
like,
new one?
it's the debut of it, so I don't know how that's gonna work. I think the interesting thing too is basically the different cities. I know Atlanta's one city.
It's so far spread apart.
Yeah, it's all spread apart,
and it's three countries, so it's going to be.
Yeah, because you got.
Mexico.
And then, you got Canada, so it's like the whole North America. So like that is the unknown. I don't know how that's gonna work, but it's the World Cup. It's the most viewed sporting event in the history of all sports. So everybody's gonna be able to tune in.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna be excited. I plan on going to a lot of games. Some here. I plan on going to the final in the Jets. Where they play at? East Rutherford.
I plan on impregnating an Argentina woman and sending her back before she knows.
We're not Brazilian.
That too. There's gonna be a few little gems.
Well,
I ain't gonna lie, that's you got it.
Oh, I've been to Colombia 5 times. I love it. Oh
Yeah, I told you he's a
I fall in love every time.
Are we even able to talk about that?
We are. Only one's not allowed. There's
I've never been, so
There we go. Exactly.
I've never been.
Last week I felt terrible.
Closest I've been is Costa
my
Rica.
boy right here, bro.
Oh, you'd get lost.
Listen,
in those problems.
last week, Moneybag, I'm over here asking him like, has he ever asked a girl to throw that ass in a circle? He got all like nervous. 10 minutes later, he announces that he's about to have a baby. So big congrats to my man. Yeah, he's engaged.
That's all it took.
He's our resident.
What we gonna say? Just a little bit of straight.
He's our residential love, So big congrats again to Moneybag. But yeah,
Appreciate
so we
it.
can't just be bringing him to other countries, where there's
Congratulations.
beautiful.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it, bro.
He's
Nah, bro, I went to the same brothel that Justin Bieber went to in Colombia back in the day. Amazing.
yeah, he's got all the stories. I'm telling you.
Man, I love it too, but I'll be nervous, man. Like,
Oh, I was scared.
I might fuck up and do some irresponsible shit.
Oh, I mean,
That's what he does, and he survives.
Yeah,
He just wakes up in his bed. No matter what country he's in, what area. I'm telling you though,
How can I be like you?
he's gonna. We all want to go.
Hey, friends with flight benefits.
Let me ask you this: we were talking about earlier in the first half. You can throw about 7 more.
7 more.
In the first half, we were talking about that one gorilla versus 100 men. All right, so you've heard about this, right?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
So
It's a whole social media thing right now.
we've already came up with our list. We did a set of 5, right? So 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. So 5 different groups. We'll tell you ours, and then you pick which one you think is going to survive, and then make your own list. All right. So mine. Do y'all remember y'all's 20? I mean, y'all's 5.
I think so.
Mine was Waffle House employees, late night cooks from Waffle House, some crackheads. They're agile. I don't want to explain everything. Nigerian Prince can take down the big body. Georgia Power can deal with a lot of bull jive, and then Flacco. 20 of me's, which is in itself a problem already. Like, call the cops.
Go ahead with your
Gorilla's in
fucking.
trouble.
I had the Japanese. I had
This man's got the dream team.
I had some Indians. I had some Tajikistani or what was it?
Dagestan.
Dagestan. Some Russians and some Bulgarians.
Look, see,
Your squad weak.
My squad, we got hit.
they're gonna ride to the fight. They're gonna ride. They're gonna ride to the fight on goats with bells ringing.
I can't change
Y'all
mine.
already lost even before making it.
He said Japanese people.
Just go.
Oh, it's a gorilla.
20 Khabibs, 20 Francis Ngannou's, 20 Eddie Halls, 20 Mountains from Game of Thrones. What's that dude's name?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're
Mountain.
talking about.
And then 20. What was my other one?
You
Then
said like
19 of something else, and then one of me to orchestrate it.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So
what is
Arteta.
Arteta?
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like his squad.
His squad.
Yeah,
He's got fighters. No.
he got mountains, but we're gonna need some mountains to
And
freeze
Eddie
the damn
Hall.
gorilla. Yo, that's climate change. They're not supposed to be in freezing temperatures.
He's talking about the actor.
But that's why I think the Japanese.
Oh, you're talking about the actor.
No superpowers, Sub-Zero. Over here trying to freeze people. No.
okay.
I was gonna
That's why I
say,
got the Japanese. They got experience, bro.
Japanese. They
I'ma
can't even
say
take
this,
down
bro.
Godzilla.
I don't think we beating no gorilla. but if I had to pick a team, man, I'm gonna need
20 Flacos.
no, I'm gonna need
Not for sure.
I'm gonna
You
need
wanted to-
20 what's his name? 20 The Rock Dwayne Johnsons.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna need 20 Luke Cages. We're gonna need 20 Idris Albas. We're gonna need something like that.
You 20
So we don't get-
actors? Idris is an actor.
Yeah,
he's gonna act like he's
He's an
trying.
Arsenal fan too.
He's gonna act like he's trying and just play dead.
We're gonna need like some
Hey, Scott, man.
samurai sword warriors. We're
No,
gonna need
no weapons. No
weapons?
Nope.
Yeah.
That's why the Japanese are no good.
Then we're not gonna win. Man.
Oh, we win.
My team is gonna win. They've already discussed. There was a tally, and you know how like
He think this is what's that movie called? Island of the Apes.
Yeah.
This is nothing like that.
Planet of the Apes is
We're gonna need ammunition.
Hey.
We're gonna need arms.
Nah.
No, we're not beating
40
a
of my
gorilla.
guys can pick up 1,000 pounds each.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's
Like with the Mountain and Eddie Hall, each one of them can lift 1,000 pounds.
so can Georgia Power.
No, they can't.
Yes, they can.
No, they can't.
Yeah,
They don't have a fucking
he
lift
could
truck
take
out
off
there.
he could electrify him with the Georgia Power.
No weapons.
No weapon. We don't need weapons, but they lift up logs and shit. When trees
they
come,
don't.
What do you think?
Their
They-
trucks do that.
No, they're powered.
I'm not
They're
like
no.
that's gonna happen.
Bruh, they're
Listen.
fucking Georgia.
The minute that if by some weird reason we manage to 100 people to beat a gorilla, the other gorilla's gonna know.
There's
Then
only
what?
one. No. There's only one.
I don't know.
Nah, you're just creating.
No,
scenarios.
this is in like a fucking amphitheater.
Yeah, we
Like,
surrounded.
It's just,
We're
it's
like
just one
ancient
gorilla.
Rome.
It's just one
Like
gorilla.
Rome.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, I even seen one chimp. First move, dirt. Psh, got gorilla.
Who y'all really think realistically?
No, 100
Realistically,
humans for
100. Yeah, because they said it like people are gonna die for sure. People
Yeah.
are gonna die, but the gorilla is gonna get. I keep wanting to say gorilla because the Japanese gorilla. Oh, it's a gorilla, like a Japanese person. But what's it called? They said they were like people are gonna die, but
Like Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero. Viva la raza. I lie, I cheat, I steal. But they were saying like the gorilla's gonna get worn out, and that probably by like the 60th person, they'll start to put in some damage. Now, if you got a team filled with Japanese and Indian people, no, I don't think so. But
Nah,
my squad,
your team was weak sauce.
his
I'm
team
sorry,
is
man.
doodle butt.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You
Speaking
got a
of
bunch
doodle
of
butt,
stinky Indians.
But I just think that I think we're trying to imagine it. But like, my thing is that have you guys even encountered just 6 feet away from a gorilla? Like, I think just that intimidation factor gonna be like, nah.
Yeah, but he's
fam,
gonna
I'm
get
good.
tired.
Hey, I know I'm gonna need one.
I'm gonna tell you this.
You said that you want one of yourself. You're just gonna be there by yourself.
No, I'm gonna be
orchestrate
orchestrated. I'm gonna be like, all right, look.
it? What if he attack you?
He's gonna be like Harry Potter.
Nah, he ain't gonna get to me.
He gonna need a one. He gonna need a one.
I'm gonna start 99 people.
He's gonna try his Ron Weasley. Expecto. All right, I'm leaving.
I like when the memes of like Joe Rogan and all them sitting ringside, and they're all like, it's like when someone gets rocked, and it's like when the 99th guy rocks the gorilla.
Yeah, yeah. The memes have been
The memes been crazy.
They've been phenomenal, tasting amazing.
The internet's undefeated.
Undefeated. Speaking of the internet, real quick, I'll try to incorporate the video right here. Okay, so it's a video of road rage. What is the worst? Have y'all seen it? When I just say road rage, what is the worst encounter you think you've had, or like someone's giving you for road rage? But be quick.
Ooh, I got a good one.
Be quick.
So I was headed to Virginia, and I was following my dad, and there was this ramp. It was a 2-lane in rural Virginia, and a 4-lane highway. So 2 going this way, 2 coming that way. This ram was sitting in the left lane, and my dad went around him. So I went to go around him. He gets in the right lane. So I was like, all right, that's weird, asshole. So I get over in the left lane. He fucking gets back over in the left lane. So he's clearly trying to not let me go around.
Yeah.
So I like go back a little bit, and then I just floor it, get on his ass, and then got around him. This man got up on my ass and was beating on his dashboard, like foaming from his mouth, spitting, bro. And he was talking about he was gonna break me. I'm literally looking at this guy on the dashboard, and Elizabeth's sleeping beside me. He comes up beside us, and we're doing like 70, and he's like screaming out the window, wakes Elizabeth up. And he's like holding his gun out the window and all this. And my dad sees this going on, so my dad like slams on his brakes, lets me get in front of him.
Yep.
And my dad's like keeping him off, and I see them like going at it.
Yeah.
And the dude's like waving his gun at my dad. And my dad's like, I got 2 of those, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then the dude ends up just pulling over, and my dad acted like he was gonna pull over and then just pulled off, and we just kept going.
Jesus Christ.
It was wild.
Now let me ask you this: what if that person, like at a stoplight, they got out and took a shit on your car?
Because
Depending on how big they are, I'd either shoot them if they're big as fuck or beat their ass if they're my size.
Listen, there's this lady who did that. That's why I brought it up.
Oh, I'm beating her ass.
That's a video. Oh, she's gonna get that too. And toss some toilet paper
I
down
don't
there.
even know what I'm gonna do.
This
I'm gonna do
lady,
something.
I don't know, like who was in the right, who was in the wrong, but she got arrested yesterday, or at some point, because she got out the car. She was like,
It's a biohazard.
exactly. Like, that's bio warfare. Yeah. And it was nasty. It was like mud butt for sure. Just right on her car, and then got in her car and left.
It was diarrhea?
Yes.
Oh.
The police went to her house, picked her up. Was like, clean up first, and then come on, take a ride with me. And that's wild, right?
Wow.
Hey man, what a great show, Seby. We appreciate you coming out to hang out with the Area
Appreciate you
90
guys,
squad.
man. Yes, sir.
Felt like it was a great
Pleasure.
show.
Pleasure.
Hopefully you can come back.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like I said, we've been trying to make this happen. So to finally make it happen, smooth like butter, made a brother want to zip. One good time.
I appreciate you guys, man. It's
Hey,
a pleasure.
for sure, for
I'd
sure.
love to come back, you know.
Yes.
Vice versa, and have some of you guys come on the show too.
Oh, that would be
It's
sick.
gonna be lit. It's gonna be
That'd be
lit.
great.
As always, I do go by the name of Flacco.
Moneybag.
Kiki.
Special guest Seby in the building. Until next time, in between time. Peace.
Deuces.
Feel like that was a great show, guys.
Nah, that was nice.
Appreciate that, fellas, man. That was awesome.